What's up, YouTube? It's Mr. Ferguson here once again. Thank you guys for coming back for another video here in Central North Carolina. I appreciate it. It's an honor. It's a privilege to be able to make these videos. We actually was set up right here in my front yard doing a live stream this morning. I've done that on Thursdays. We did one about 2 weeks ago. We're doing it. We did another one this morning. So we're going to try to start doing one in the evening and see how people respond. So let me know in the comments down low what you think. We've had roughly 30 people show up in the morning live streams, unannounced, advertised. I just decided to go live and 30 people showed up. So I was pleasantly surprised. But let me know your thoughts on that. If you'd be interested in jumping in for a live stream just to be able to ask questions, to talk, interact, I enjoyed it. I had more fun doing that than I thought I would, to be honest with you. So stay tuned for that. Today, guys, I'm starting this Monday video. I'm starting to film it a little early. I'm actually filming this on Thursday because we've got, as we were talking about in the live stream today, if you didn't catch that video, we've got Hurricane Ian, the remnants of Hurricane Ian, who may strengthen as he comes off of Florida and begins to curve into South Carolina, North Carolina coast. He's headed this way. We just got issued a tropical storm warning here in Central North Carolina for Hurricane Ian's remains. And so we were talking about on the live stream this morning, we've got a question. You know, we're right at 2 weeks from planting our triple threat / Jonathan Green solar green right here behind me, and it's grown in spectacularly well. There is a couple spots in the ditch that haven't fully grown in, but honestly, I kind of experience that each time I see. Not everything's going to come in 100% all the time. So we're going to use this rain to our advantage. We're looking at roughly 1 to 3 inches of rain here in my area. That's what they're predicting right now as the storm is way out. But we should start seeing, we've already seen it. It's very windy today. It's much cooler today. Highs are going to be in the lower 70s. So number one, what I'm going to go ahead and do is we're going to mow this lawn. It's right at 2 weeks. We're going to put the first cut on it, so you'll be able to see that. But again, we also want to use this rain to our advantage. We may do a treatment of RGS / microgreen or humic 12 and put that down so that can get watered in and help our lawn. We may also put down some of the Anderson's 4400 humic coated urea and have that be watered in as well. There's also a spot to the left over here on the side that is yet to germinate the seed I put down originally. I may sprinkle a little more triple threat seed and put some peat moss on top of that for when the rain comes, and hopefully it won't wash away. So we want to use this natural rain to our benefit to help us out. One of the best things to help your seed germinate and to help your lawn is natural, what we call Jesus rain. And so I'm very happy that it's headed this way. The question is it going to be flood-like, or is it going to be something that's just sprinkles and comes in and saturates the ground? So that's what we're working on today. So let's see what we can get into, and let's see if we can get the first mow on this new lawn here behind me. Man, I'll tell you what, it is a very cool day for North Carolina. We're in the 70s. It's about 70 degrees on the dot. So I've been keeping up with the weather since this morning when I filmed the first part, and they're tracking this thing to come up just below Wilmington and cut in, which means we're going to get the eastern side of Ian, which means potentially a lot of rain. So definitely confirms my decision to go ahead and cut this lawn. I'm going to keep the mower around 3 inches. So we're going to cut it at that height. I'm going to totally skip the areas that are bare, or there's very little germination, where germination hasn't really taken off, specifically the ditch area. I'm just going to skip that area, let it be as is. So it may look a little clean cut. It's not going to be for pretty or to look nice, but I want to go ahead and cut it. The more you cut, the more you mow, the better it will, thicker it will grow. So that's the idea. So we're going to cut it down to 3 inches. It's mainly to get the other taller grass. It'll give the shorter grass, the baby grass, more exposure to sunlight. I don't think in the history of my channel I've ever ever filmed the first mow on a brand new lawn. So I consider this a brand new lawn. So it's the first mow of a brand new lawn. So I'm just gonna I'll speed up the video in editing, but I'm just gonna throw you guys on the tripod, maybe switch an angle halfway through. But I'm gonna do a left to right cut. That way I'm not going up and down the bank and causing tracks there or cutting it too short. I think going left to right and side on the side of the bank and on top is smarter. That way we don't cut it shorter than 3 inches and mess up anything. We want to be careful. We want to get on. I'm not going to touch the backyard. I just did that yesterday or the day before. Cut it at 3 inches. It'll be fine. So we're going to leave this right around 3 inches. We're just going to cut the front, get off of it, and then we'll take a look at what it looks like. So there you have it, guys. The old Honda, soon to be equipped with the striping kit once again. It comes through. In case you're new to the channel and you don't know, I am using the Honda HRX 217, 200 horsepower. I'm mulching, I am not bagging, so that all this urea and nitrogen from the clippings are staying here in the lawn. So you can still see this is not for looks. This is just to cut down the existing grass. As you just saw, that's the purpose. And now our spots right here, the first thing I noticed standing back and looking at this is our spots right here are almost completely gone. But if we come in over top, you can see there's one of them right there that you got baby grass coming in. There's one of them right there. Now we are even, or right around even with the cut. You can see the height of cut there is just about perfect. We didn't cut any of that baby grass. We cut everything around it. So at least now we're on a level growing field. And areas like this, we still got spotty areas like this that have not completely grown in. You got germination around there, all around it, but it's just slow to develop, and that's fine. You know, this is a big old root right here. So you've got the tree roots, and that could be part of the reason germination is not taking off like other parts right there. But I think the next step we're going to do here in a second is we're going to put a little bit of the humic in the spreader and spread that across the entire lawn. But it is this section right here specifically, the reason why I wanted to film and document this is the area where it's struggling still the most to recover from the aerating and the dethatching, which again, if you're new, if this is the first one you've tuned in, the last several videos we did dethatching. We turned right around the next morning, 24 hours later, did our aerating, and the lawn was looking actually just as good as back here, and it did a lot of damage to the lawn. I regret doing that. It is what it is. We've learned a lesson, but we're moving on, and it's beginning to heal and recover. But this has been the worst. But you can see the splotches of green back here, and which just means that it's growing in all that baby grass right there. We didn't really cut it, but that's fine. We've chopped down the existing grass so the baby grass can grow in with the mature grass. So over here, as I mentioned, some of this got cut, some of this didn't get cut. It's fine. We've cut the majority down. And so if any of my seed does wash away from this, it may collect together right here in this area. I don't know, but we're trying to hurry up. I've got this last day to, this is the area that's the slowest to develop. We sprayed Ace Hardware glyphosate, whatever you want to call it, in this area. We put down seed. We've had germination along the left side, not so much on the middle or right side. I've sprinkled a little more seed, and I'm going to now cover this after we put down some of the more of the urea. We may put down a little bit more of the peat moss in these areas and hope that the natural rain will help this to germinate. So that's the plan. Some of this could be Texas bluegrass as well. And we didn't make a lot of tracks. And again, that's why I went ahead and did this cut, because it could be days after the rain. If we get 3 inches of rain, this is already wet. It's going to be super wet with all the rain, and then it's going to have to dry out, and that could take a while before we're even able to mow, and the grass could be up 6-7 inches tall at that point. It is not out of the realm of possibility. Looking good, first mow. So we're going to throw down a little bit of the humic in the front yard, the backyard, and on the sides, so that the natural rain can water that in. And then we'll possibly look at some peat moss over here and maybe even a spray before the end of the day. So that's pretty much it. We got our mow in, we got some fert put down in the front yard, in the side yard, in the backyard. Nowhere near what I put down the seeding day, 20 pounds. We're more like 8-9 pounds. Eyeballed it, but very little amount, so we don't want to go crazy with urea. But that is laid down, so hopefully the natural rain will water that in. Over here, I've got a side repair going on. There is a little bit of germination over here happening. Sprinkled a little bit of seed on that. And as I mentioned earlier, in these areas, about a day or two ago, I went ahead and sprinkled seed. And I'm going to lay a little bit more of the peat moss on top of this because, as you guys can see here, I'm sorry to swing you all the way around, but this is uphill and all this water is going to be flooding right down here. And guess what? What's in its path? these areas right here. So all the seed could potentially wash right down the drain. So I'm hoping putting a little bit of peat moss, it's not likely to save it. It depends on how much we get, how fast, how much it falls and comes down on us. This could all be washed out, which is why I've been trying to hurry up. And the original seed we put down 2 weeks ago, hopefully most of that is germinating, starting to germinate. Maybe it's not showing that it's germinating, but this is just extra, just in case the natural rain, some of it sticks and stays. The natural rain will get it to germinate and thicken it up even more. So guys, this is Ian, it's here. And so far today, it's just been raining ever since I got up. I got up somewhere around 5:30 and the rain began. Ran down to work, came back home, telework today. And now we're getting close to pretty much 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But so far we've had a couple wind gusts, maybe up to 30 miles an hour or so. This tree I've been watching from my living room will sway sometimes, and but the color of the lawn is definitely greened up, so I feel like that urea has definitely gotten watered in for sure, probably this morning. But we've got a little bit, if I move over here, we've got a little bit of water, as you can see. Some of the areas right there, finger, work with me right there. Yeah, some of the areas that we had reseeded, it looks like it's going to be a total washout. So whatever's there will remain. We may need to come back and actually till that up and reseed and try again because it's just so much water, plus everything flowing down. I did walk out and look at the seeding we did by the road. It looked fine earlier, but if with all the increase in water, I'm hoping that don't wash out. But besides that, it's just a rain and wind event, so nothing big to talk about. So with that said, we'll conclude the video, and we'll finish off with a time lapse again from early this morning, right around 6 o'clock a.m. All the way till 6 o'clock p.m. And hope you enjoy the little time lapse, and we'll see you on the next lawn care video. God bless. All right, guys, so I've ended this video like, I don't know, like 3 times, but we are the day after the storm. So you can see kind of in the backyard, we just got a ton of leaves. It's still a little bit breezy today. It's 58 degrees. It's cool for us, but the lawn survived. It didn't blow all the grass away. It didn't, you know, we got a couple branches that fell underneath the tree right here. It looks like we did have a river at one point. It got heavy last night, and you can see all my areas down here pretty much got messed up. So what didn't germinate, likely all that seed is pushed all the way down to the woods or the creek. So we're gonna probably have to let this dry out, reseed it in certain areas, reapply peat moss, and go at it again. And hopefully it doesn't wash out. But that's where we are there. So we survived the storm, a lot of rain, we needed it, but we're survived. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys will check out other Mr. Ferguson videos, and we will see you on the next lawn care video. God bless you. We'll see you next time. God bless.